Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome you all in PIST Virtual Learning Session, Virtual Learning System Session 2020. Dear students, this lecture is for grade first year subject Computer Science, and this is our 36th video lecture, and we are on chapter number 6, Wireless Communication. And today we are going to start HTTP protocol and HTTP protocol stack hypertext transfer protocol, then WML, wireless markup language, then WAP, wireless application protocol, and then we will complete exercise inshallah. So what is HTTP? HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, used to deliver virtually all files and other data, collectively called resources. On the World Wide Web, usually HTTP takes place through TCP/IP sockets. A browser is an HTTP client. It sends requests to a HTTP server, web server. The standard default port for HTTP servers to listen on is 80. A resource is some chunk of data that is referred to by a URL. URL stands for Universal Resource Locator, and a resource may also be dynamically generated content like query result, CGI script, output. As a practical matter, almost all HTTP resources are currently either files or server-side script output. So basically, HTTP is a type of a protocol, and it stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And the basic purpose of this protocol is to send your request to the web server. It is used to send your request to the web server. It is a hypertext transfer protocol, the underlying protocol used by the World Wide Web. A protocol is a way of communication. So dear students, if you remember the definition of the protocol, so protocols are the set of rules for the communication, and the protocol is a way of communication which are used for the data communication. It is composed of a list of header plus a body message. HTTP is composed of a list of headers plus a body message. So here on your screen, you can view HTTP message request. So client, HTTP client or a web browser send a request to the HTTP server, the web server. So this protocol and the set of rules are used to transfer your request to the HTTP web server. Basically, it is used to send the request to web server. Your request is transferred to your web server, World Wide Web, and according to your request, then you will get the response with the help of HTTP response message. HTTP always work over a TCP IP. It works in the form of stack, web protocol stack. This is called web protocol stack, and this is TCP and HTTP. Its purpose is to allow two computers to communicate with each other over the internet. So basically, when a message is sent over internet, it is translated from text form to electronic signal at the source computer and then translate back text from at the destination computer. Every computer needs protocol stack to communicate over the internet, and it is usually built in the operating system such as Windows. The protocol stack used for the internet is known as TCP protocol stack, and message sent over with the help of TCP, and HTTP protocol is used to transfer your request over a web server and between the HTTP client, the web browser, and the web server. It is used to transfer your request and the message on a web server. HTTP and HTML. HTTP define the meaning of the received data, define the data client should send to a web server to request services. Define also the data web server should send to the client such that the client can understand. HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. and this is a markup language which is used to develop your web pages. HTML define the content inside a web page, define how the text, graphic, image should be placed on the web browser. So HTML basically is a markup language, and it consists of tags, some sort of tags, and it is used to develop a web pages. And on the other hand, HTTP defines the meaning of the received data. It is used to send your request, the web client request, to the web server. WML, Wireless Markup Language, is the first markup language standard for wireless devices. WML stands for Wireless Markup Language. It is a markup language inherited from HTML, hypertext markup language, but WML is based on XML, so it is much stricter than HTML. So WML is a wireless markup language which are used to develop the web pages for the mobile phones and the wireless media. It's a wireless markup language. And HTML, hypertext markup language, is used to develop the web pages for internet and website, for the websites. Okay, so WML is based on XML, so it is much stricter than HTML. What is WML? WML stands for Wireless Markup Language. It is a markup language inherited from HTML, but WML is based on XML, so it is much stricter than HTML. WML is used to create page that can be displayed in a web browser. Wireless Application Protocol. WAP is a wireless application protocol. Pages in WML are called decks. Decks are constructed as a set of cards. Wireless markup language features. These are some features: text and image supported, formatting and layout commands, deck cards, organizational metaphor, WML documents subdivided into cards which specify one or more units of interaction. Support for navigation among cards and decks includes provisions for the event handling used for navigation or executing scripts. So these are the some features of WML, wireless markup language, which are used to write the web pages for the mobile communication, for the wireless application protocol and WAP. So wireless markup language is based on HTML and XML, and it is delivered internet contents to small wireless devices such as browser-equipped mobile phones and other handheld devices. These devices have very small display, slow CPUs, limited memory capacity, low bandwidth, and restricted user input capabilities. WML depends less memory and processing power from browser than HTML. WML also include features that support relatively small display size of today's wireless devices. So basically, the wireless markup language is designed and include the feature which are used on a wireless devices, today's wireless devices. So these devices have very small display, slow CPU, limited memory capacity, low bandwidth, and the restricted user input capabilities. So WML demands less memory and the processing power from browser than HTML. It needs less memory and processing power from browser than HTML. The next is WAP, Wireless Application Protocol. WAP consists of multiple protocols that provides internet access to mobile users of wireless phones and other wireless devices such as pagers and personal digital assistants, PDAs. Today, it has become the standard for providing data and voice services to wireless handheld devices. WAP specifies an application framework such as mobile telephone, pagers, and personal digital assistant. WAP is the mobile phone industry's answer to interactive web application. WAP defines its own set of protocols but models after existing web protocols. WAP stands for Wireless Application Protocol. And WAP is a global standard for presentation and delivery of wireless information and telephony services. WAP use markup language WML, wireless markup language, and WAP allows carriers to strengthen services with the information we want and need while we are on the move. WAP stands for Wireless Application Protocol. WAP is Application Communication Protocol, and it is one type of a protocol which is used for the and used on a wireless devices. WAP is used to access services and information. WAP is for handheld device such as mobile phones. WAP enables the creating of web application for mobile devices. WAP use the markup language WML, not HTML. WML is defined as an XML 1.0 application. So this is a WAP application, and the basic WAP architecture is designed to minimize the bandwidth requirement. In achieving this goal, WAP becomes capable of operating over both current low bandwidth wireless network and emerging broadband networks. The WAP can operate over time division multiple access TDMA network, including digital advanced mobile phone service DAMP, AMPS, and global system for mobile communication GSM, and code division multiple access CDMA network. So all these network can use the WAP can operate over time division, all these networks including digital advanced TDMA, DAMPS, GCM, and CDMA networks can use the WAP operator. So dear students, this is the end of our chapter. So these are the important key points of this chapter. We have already discussed in all lectures. So the first, we discuss wireless communication technologies receive and transmit information using electromagnetic wave. So these are the important key points we have already discussed in detail in all lectures, but this is some important points. Second is a transceiver is a device which can transmit and receive a radio signal and has a common circuitry in a single housing. Next, a wireless access point WAP is a device that allows wireless devices to connect a wide network using Wi-Fi. In line of sight communication, the transmitter and receiver antennas are in line of sight, and it uses high frequency communication where the signal cannot pass through structures and hills. Next is short distance wireless communication consists of very short distance of few meters to a distance of up to 50 km. Wi-Fi, WiMAX, Bluetooth, and infrared are the types of short distance wireless communications. And the long distance wireless communication consists of distance about distance above 50 kilometer using either cellular communication or a global positioning system. The next is Wi-Fi is a wireless local area network, WLAN. WiMAX wireless network has a range of 40 to 50 kilometer. It provides wireless alternative to cable TV and DSL. Bluetooth provides a short-range wireless connection to exchange information between devices such as mobile phone, laptop, printers, and digital cameras. Then infrared waves are extremely high-frequency wave used by remote controls from for television, VCR, and other similar devices. Then cellular communication divides the geographical region into section called cells and has a base station BS at the center. The base station contains a transceiver and controller that provide radio communication to mobile phones. Then we have a global positioning system. GPS is a radio navigation system that allows people on land, in sea, or in the air to determine their exact position. Geostationary Earth orbit is an orbit directly above the Earth's equator with a period and equal to the Earth's rotational period. Medium Earth orbit is located above low Earth orbit and below a geostationary Earth orbit, and generally used for navigation. Then low Earth orbit is located up to an altitude of 2000 km from the Earth's surface. Less energy is required to place a satellite into a low Earth orbit, and it requires low power amplifier for communication. The last one is wireless markup language. WML is a markup language used to deliver internet contents to small wireless devices such as mobile phones and other handheld devices. So these are the important points in the topics which we have already discussed in this chapter. Now it's turn to the exercise. We have MCQs. Number one MCQs is, which of the following has a range of 40 to 50 kilometer? Wi-Fi, WiMAX, Bluetooth, infrared. It's B, WiMAX. So WiMAX have the range of 40 to 50 kilometer. Okay. The next is, which of these uses extremely high frequency waves for short range communication? A, Wi-Fi, B, WiMAX, C, Bluetooth, D, infrared. Yes, the infrared use the high frequency wave for short range communication. Infrared is used extremely high frequency waves for short range communication. Then we have, which of these is used for communication between mobile phone, laptop, computers, and digital cameras? A, Wi-Fi, B, WiMAX, C, Bluetooth, D, radio signals. Yes, dear student, it's Bluetooth, which is used for communication between mobile phones, laptop computers, and digital camera. So it's Bluetooth. With the help of Bluetooth, you can connect your devices, your mobile phone, with your laptop, with your computer, and you can connect your mouse, keyboard, and all devices with the help of Bluetooth. You can connect with the system unit. Number four is, which of the these is positioned from 160 to 2000 kilometer above the Earth's surface? Number A, geostationary Earth orbit, B, medium Earth orbit, C, low Earth orbit, D, Galileo. So the answer is low Earth orbit. So low Earth orbit is positioned from 160 to 2000 kilometer above the Earth's surface. In low Earth orbit, LEO, it's a 160 to 2000 km above the Earth's surface. Okay, this is the low Earth orbit, and we can use 160 to 2000 km. Then next, which orbit is located directly above the Earth's equator? Geostationary Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit, low Earth orbit, and D, Galileo. The answer is geostationary Earth orbit. Which orbit is located directly above the Earth's equator? That is geostationary Earth orbit. GEO, geo. Geostationary Earth orbit. The next is, what is a fixed station in a cellular wireless network called that provides local coverage for mobile communication? Base station, mobile terminal, satellite, and global positioning system. It's base station. Base station is a fixed station in a cellular wireless network, and it is called that provides local coverage for mobile communication. Base station is provide the local coverage for mobile communication, and remember that it's a fixed station in a cellular wireless network. It's a fixed and the base station. Sometimes we call it fixed station and base station, and it's provide the local coverage for mobile communication. The number seventh is, what is used to create web pages? HTML, B, HTTP, C, WAP, D, TCP. So what is used to create web pages? So HTML, hypertext markup language. This is a markup language which is used to develop and create web pages. This is a markup, and in this language we have some tags. With the help of those tags we can create web pages. So HTML is a hypertext markup language which is used to develop your web pages easily. The next is, what is HTTP? It's a markup language, B, protocol for mobile phones, application layer protocol, transport layer protocol. So if you remember, HTTP is a hypertext transfer protocol, and it's an application layer protocol which initiate your request and generate requests from the client side and send to the server side. Number 9, which of these provides wireless alternative to cable TV and DSL? A, Bluetooth, B, infrared, C, WiMAX, D, wireless access point. So here WiMAX provide wireless alternative to cable TV and DSL network. Number 10, in which Earth orbit satellite is placed for navigation? Geostationary Earth orbit, medium Earth orbit, low Earth orbit, and high Earth orbit. So, in medium Earth orbit, the satellite is placed for navigation in medium Earth orbit. So dear students, next we have the short question answer. This is your homework. You have to complete your short question answers on your notebook. So these are 10 questions you have to write on your computer register. The question number 1 is, define radio signal and transceiver. Question number 2 is, what is wireless access point? Number 3, what is meant by line of sight communication, LOS? Number 4, differentiate between short distance and long distance wireless communication. Then number 5, what is base station? Number 6, define global positioning system, GPS. Number 7, what is wireless markup language, WML? Number 8, what is wireless application protocol, WAP? And number 9 is, what is web protocol stack? And in the last question number 10 is, what is HTTP? So dear students, this is your homework. You have to do these short question answers, your computer science register, and also complete your long question answers on your register. We have finished chapter number 6. So dear students, thank you so much. Inshallah, in next lecture we will start the next chapter. Till then, Allah Hafiz.